Hey guys, welcome back to The Traveling Host. My name is Adilata, and if this is your first time coming across one of our videos, please like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you can always be notified whenever we release one of these. Now, today we're going to go over a lot, so I hope you have a pen and paper because we're going to talk about how to get bookings under current market situation in 2020. We've been fortunate enough, I guess, to be proactive and reactive quickly right after March 11th and 12th, 13th, where we netted at 91% occupancy for the month of March, and we're already occupied for about 72% occupancy in the month of April on April 10th. Now, I made a short list here of some of the items that we did, some of the strategies that we implemented, so I want you guys to take notes and use some of these strategies so that you can also see bookings and take the right steps under this given scenario. The very first thing that I'm going to mention again that I've mentioned in my previous videos is very important to understand who's traveling. Now, this helps you understand where to market to them. Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO, and all those other platforms are still great sources of getting new inquiries, but now is the time to actually think beyond Airbnb. I'm not saying completely stop focusing on those platforms, but if you are currently looking for longer term stays, there are other platforms such as Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or something that we have in Canada called Kijiji. You may have your own domestic website on which you can list rental units or furnish rental apartments for longer stays. Those are going to be a great avenue for you to get some inquiries and get some direct bookings under the given circumstances. Our first point leads us to our second point. If you were only on one platform, let's say that was Airbnb, now's the time to get on multiple platforms. Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO, Wimdu, TripAdvisor, Expedia, there's tons out there, and there's specific platforms out there that will cater to guests who are traveling for longer term stays. There's platforms out there that even cater to people who travel remotely for work a lot or digital nomads, and perhaps those are some of the platforms that would be very crucial for you to get on right now. Our third point, now when you are receiving these inquiries from Facebook or any other marketplace platforms that you now started using, you must have your direct website or something that you could provide them with pictures or a virtual tour. The reason for this is right now, under the current market circumstances, there's not a lot of showings. There's not a lot of physical walk-ins where people can actually see the space because you may have a previous guest or just for everyone's safety. So it's important to have a website or a virtual tour where they can actually look at your property, get a very good understanding, and book directly through that. Direct booking through a website will in most cases save you a lot of fees if they were to come from one of these other platforms, and direct bookings can be your saving grace under the current market circumstances. Another strategy you can use right now is if you were operating like a business, one of the things that we teach is to keep all our previous guests' emails, and we do this in an automated fashion. So try to see your reserves if it has any previous guest emails that stayed with you, or if you get some type of business clientele that were regulars, now's the time to perhaps do some email marketing. Create a marketing campaign, just type up an email, send it, blast it to all your previous guests or anybody that you think that may be interested, and give and offer them a good discount or an incentive, perhaps a free cleaning or something of that sort, to come in and stay with you. On the flip side, you can also ask your current guest stays to extend with you. One of the things that we've realized, we've had anywhere between 50 to 60% of our current guests wanting to extend because it's very difficult for them to go back to the new norm. You can perhaps maybe 2 or 3 days prior to them checking out or sometime during their stay, reach out to them and see if anybody's looking for an extension. This can be a great way right now to increase occupancy, and perhaps you can use this chance to take them off platform and extend directly with you. Another thing that we're suggesting right now is change your listing title or description. Now, I don't agree with some of the other suggestions that are out there that say label it COVID-19 free or coronavirus free, because you're actually putting into the guest's mind subconsciously that this still exists. Instead, put something that only shows that your space is perhaps a picture that you guys are using all the disinfecting products, and you can change the title to add an extra 20-30% discount for weekly or monthly stays, something to really capture their attention when they're looking at multiple properties. Secondly, this is the time to make your regular restrictions a little more lenient. If you usually do not allow pets, perhaps if your cleaning team can still cater to work something like that, now would be the time to make certain restrictions a little more lenient, because for the SEO of all the different platforms, you'll get more hits, which in return will rank you higher and increase the likelihood of you receiving bookings. Last but not least, now is the time for very good revenue management. In one of our previous videos, we talked about how to reduce your costs. So the point here is, if you understand your new reduced costs, you can give certain discounts, whether it be weekly or monthly or longer term stay discounts that you could not have given in the past, because it would eat into your bottom line. Now that you may have a reduction of costs, you can give better discounts because, like we stated before, as every day progresses, there may be fewer and fewer people traveling, depending on how long this thing lasts. So it'd be important, the quicker you can take these actions, reduce your costs, in return give better discounts so that you can take some of that market share and get those bookings. I hope some of these things have helped you guys. Please check out some of our other videos where we discuss about some of the other topics that will help you keep your doors open under current market circumstances. Thank you guys. Stay safe.